Hey everybody, I am your girl Candy, and today I have one of my favorite people in the industry.
Hey,
Keke Palmer.
Ditto.
You know, do you know people just call you Keke or Keke Palmer?
I mean, when you do the intro, I'm cool with the Keke Palmer, but it really is just Keke.
Just Keke,
Yeah.
right? Oh, okay. And guess what? She's about to speak on it.
I had already heard.
I can turn a shade tree into a money tree. So basically, right now we're in New York City.
As you can see, Times Square.
Yeah, yes. Thank the Lord, I'm here hanging out with her. She has been basically taking over the Straight Hand and Sarah show, and I came up here to co-host with her.
Here's mine. At your best, you're ambitious, practical, trustworthy, and can hold things together for others.
While
You did a fabulous
Mike
job.
Strahan and Sarah are away on, are they on vacation?
So
Well,
Mike is on vacation.
Yeah.
You're right about that. And then Sarah, she just had a baby, so
Yes.
she's on maternity leave.
how long will you be here?
Well, right now I'm here for the summer. You know, I don't know what's going to happen after that, but you know, like I talk to you all the time, I love this space just as much as I love the other spaces that I work in the entertainment industry. So, I mean, it's enjoyable. I would love to keep having fun like this, but for now it was just for the summer, so I'm enjoying it till then.
So you have been in this industry for a long time, just entertainment business, period. You started when you were 9 years old, you told me the
Yep.
other day. Now, how did that even get started?
Yeah, so my parents always talked about like artistic stuff. You know, my parents, they met in college, they met during speech. So I always heard about acting as a kid. I never knew it as something that kids could do, but it was kind of like how my parents would sit us down, tell us their love story, and talk about their dreams. So we were very much so this dreamer, artistic family. We always had family movies nights, you know, and so I always kind of had this idea that music and film and television was very in reach. You know, grew up singing in church. My mom was always in the studio growing up. She, you know, was a singer, songwriter. And then one day, when I was 9 years old, my parents were reading in the newspaper about Lion King auditions, and they knew I liked to sing because, like I said, I sing in church. And they thought, you know, would I be willing to go down and try it out? You know, it's, you know, they're looking for a little girl to play Nala. You know, I like to sing. They knew I didn't know anything about acting, but they said, hey, remember we told you about that acting thing? You want to try it out? And I said, this sounds fun. It was on a Sunday, why not? And I was that kid that always wanted my parents' attention.
Yeah.
So I was very much so like even more interested because we could relate on it. You
Right.
know, I knew it was something they loved and I liked it too, or was interested by it. So I went down I went like 400 kids plus and made it down to like the top 100 or something like that. Like it was all right how I did, and I was sad, but I was excited. I remember telling my mom like, "Can I please do it again?" You know, I even though I didn't get the part, I really enjoyed the competition. I enjoyed the process of it, and I liked acting. It was cool.
Right.
I mean, that's how it began.
So was Akilah and the Bee your first part?
Akilah and the Bee was my first starring role. So before then, as far as movies go, I did Barbershop 2. That was my first thing ever that I had done. I also had done a lead female supporting role in a movie with William H. Macy called The World Cap. So I had some film experience before I did Akilah and the Bee, but Akilah and the Bee was my heaviest load at that time.
Now the thing that I'm trying to figure out is like, what is your first love? Because I do,
Yeah.
I've seen you act, I've seen you host, I came to see you on Broadway. I heard your music, and I know you do a little bit of sketch comedy and all kinds of stuff.
comedy.
And I seen you rap. Okay, I see you do a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh my gosh.
So which one do you feel like is your thing?
Oh my gosh. I wish that I could say, because the reality is they're all my things at different times. You know, it depends on, I'm one of those people where it's like different aspects of myself I feel like feeding in different moments. You know what I mean? And when it comes to the first thing that I think I ever fell in love with, it would be probably a version of what I'm doing now, just in terms of my family. Like I remember that's when my family kind of realized that I was really an extrovert, because I was kind of that kid that was always making jokes and trying to entertain and really using myself in any way that I could to entertain. So it's like that to me is the most fun. Whether you like my movies or my singing or my comedy or my hosting, there's going to be something that's going to be able to entertain you.
That is so funny, because I be telling people that as well for myself. I be like, you know what, you may not like this from me, you may not like that, but you're going to like this. you're going to like something.
Right? It's because I'm doing so much.
Right, exactly.
Come on, like let's have a good time. Either way, I'm going to make sure you have a good time. And that's
Right.
where I always came from. You know, I came from impoverished community. We didn't have a lot, but what we did was we had family. So it was like, get out on the floor and dance, Keke, or you know what I mean? Like that was the kind of environment I was in. So I'm sure similar to you, that's what our family, that's who we were in our families, and that's ended up becoming my career.
Which is awesome.
Thank you.
So overall, here's my thing. I'm trying to figure out, okay, because you definitely got that black girl magic.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Definitely, no, seriously. And sometimes I feel like people don't give you as much props as they should, and that's just my personal opinion.
No, yeah,
I
sure.
don't know how you feel, but because I'm just like, for your career to have the longevity that it has had,
thank you
and
so
for
much.
you to be able to have the crossover appeal that you have.
Thank you very much.
And people don't understand how hard that is. I don't think, because it's like for you to be able to just step into so many different worlds. I mean, for you to even be here at the
Thank you very
GMA
much.
studio.
Thank you so much.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So how are you able to be so broad?
Yeah. I think for me, I understand that the industry comes in ebbs and flows. You and I just talked about this the other day. Like, everything is not going to always be at a level 10. Sometimes it'll be a level 10, sometimes it'll be a level 5, sometimes it'll be a level 3. And for me, it's all about, am I having fun and I'm loving it. The people that love my work, like I said, some of them might love my movies, some of them might love my music, but my true fans, they follow me wherever I go. And that's why I do it. I love to entertain them. I love to, when I get my Instagram, my social media, I love where we are now because it allows me to be that much more broad, because I get to see what different aspects they're enjoying. That's when I first realized that people really enjoyed my sketches. That space is what allowed me to even more so broaden my brand and show a bit more of my colors, because I was in charge. It wasn't like I was asking someone for a role or an opportunity. It was like, this is my Instagram page and this is where I can put all my stuff. And it came so much to the point that people reached out to me for opportunities just because of my Instagram page.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy how that happens.
Crazy how social media can get you some jobs.
Social media, my YouTube, all those different things virally, which is, again, that's what, as I've grown and as I've evolved as an entertainer, that's the space in which I found that I could have the most creative freedom to try out all those different variants of who I am. And so for me, it's just always about enjoying. I think that's what comes down to doing this kind of career. We put a lot into it. We have a lot to sacrifice, but I love what I do. I love being able to switch it up, and that's what matters to me the most. And knowing that I'm also using my platform to give something back to my community and my generation. That's the other half of it too. Those are the really main things on my mind.
Now, you've been through a lot of crazy stuff in the industry as well. So how do you deal with some of the things that you've been like? I would say, what is the hardest thing publicly that you had to deal with that you felt like this ain't got nothing to do with my job?
Oh my gosh, there's been so many different situations. Just the idea of people sometimes in our position always forcing us to say something that we maybe don't have an opinion about. Or not even that, even on top of that, it's like the perception, dealing with the perception that people have of you when you're trying to relate to them on an important topic. Things like that. I think the fame concept really makes being genuine difficult, because it doesn't matter how truthful you're being or how down to earth you are, people are going to always assume because you're an entertainer, because you're an actor, you're fake, or you're not meaning what you're saying, or you're doing it for a specific reason. And that's tough, because my whole point of when I started doing what I was doing, aside from enjoying it and entertaining, the other side that my parents taught me about was actually using your platform for good, actually getting the message out there to those that didn't see the things that you didn't see before you got to your position. So to be in a position in which I have the things that people so-called think is going to make their life perfect, and then I say, hey, it doesn't make your life perfect. This is what I've learned, or here, I'm figuring this out. Let's figure it out together. For them to, in any way, when the people are able to receive that, that's tough, because then it's like I feel like, well, damn, what good is this position or this platform if I can't reach the people that are most important to me to reach? That's been the most difficult throughout my career.
So are both your parents still together?
Yeah, my parents been together for 30-something years.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I think that's amazing, especially after being an adult myself and understanding like relationships and stuff like that. My parents are.
And your mom is your momager.
So my mom
work?
It's changed so much. As a kid, it was very tough, right? Because my mom, she was not always an overly emotional person. But the way that our relationship became so close was because we both shared a love for the arts. And that's how we became best friends, but it became always so surrounded about the arts. And as I grew out of being a child into a teenager, I had more needs. And so there was a chapter in my life with my mom where I had to kind of like remind her that it's more important. Of course I want to talk about my business with you because you're my business partner, and I wouldn't be able to get here and do any of these things without you. And plus you're freaking genius. But it's also important now going into this next chapter of my life where I want other things. I need your help in that too. I need your help when it comes to, when is a good time to have a kid? When, how do I know that this is a guy that I should marry? There are other topics going on in my life that I want to be able to discuss with you, and I want you to be just as invested as you are when I'm talking to you about my creative.
Have you ever thought about firing your mom at any point?
No. I've never thought
it happens.
No, I know.
A lot of people who parents
especially,
manage
I was about to say, especially when people start out as kids. And in my opinion, I don't see no reason why I would. I think in a lot of those situations, sometimes there's been money stolen, or there's been some type of bond breakage. Of course, I don't know anybody's business, but in a lot of the situations I know, there's been a reason for that. Whereas my mom has never, I thank God she's never betrayed my trust, and her main interest has been making sure that I'm okay. So I have never, and then also she understands me the most. I mean, she created the Keke Palmer brand. She created Keke Palmer the person. Everything that my career stands for, that's what I was raised on. So for me, she's somebody that always should be involved.
No, that's dope.
No matter what. Now we have other people that we work with, of course. She's like, what do they call it? The secret to your
She's
sauce. A secret to my sauce. Yeah.
This is another question I would like to know. Like, okay, as far as like with your business moves and your business decisions, are they things that you constantly come up with that you tell your team to do, or is it your team saying, oh, okay, you need to do this, or your agents or whoever, are they the ones that's really coming up with these different opportunities, or is it you kind of telling them what you want to do?
It's a little bit of both. A lot of the things that happen for me are kind of accidental. And I don't really think they're accidental. That's the word I'm saying, but really it's like a blessing. It's like a random blessing that comes out of nowhere that ends up snowballing itself into something else. Like this situation where I was just getting interviewed on this show, and then next thing you know, they want me to co-host on it. And that wasn't something that I thought in my mind necessarily I was going to do.
If I'm gonna serve up someone to like be here, you gotta pick out the best. And that's my girl Keke.
Oh, girl, keep going. But it ends up saying, you know what, this is a cool situation. I want to go down that road and I want to go into it. So it's a lot of instinctual things that I make, and then that turns into other people piggybacking off of it. Right. When I started doing my social media and really started to invest my time in creating new content, it was just me just being a normal young person saying, I'm bored. Right. I want to do some cool stuff. Right. And it became just an extension of my brand. And then I meet, one of my producing partners, Max, who says, let's create something like Southern Bells. And then that becomes, it just, so it's
a thing, because I watch it.
Janet? Janet. Have you misplaced your calendar? Halloween's not to the fall, dear.
I love it. Sometimes I just hit the hashtag and go through and watch all of them.
And that was so cool when you did it. Me and Max, you met Max when we did it with you. And I was like, oh my gosh, we wanted you to do it so bad, so we was glad that you did it.
What's so funny? I love a good joke.
Oh, Janet, you are the joke.
Okay, so let me just move into something a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
Okay, relationships.
Yes.
Now, this is something that I just have to ask you about, because obviously in the industry, it's not taboo, but in the world, it is taboo. It's still, and now it's becoming more, everybody's being more open with their lives or whatever. But I guess it was like a year or 2 years ago, you kind of opened up and said that you were bisexual.
Yeah. So you're talking about the episode that I was on Wendy Williams, and I forget what she said exactly.
Are you sexually fluid?
What do you mean by that?
Do you like girls and boys? Just girls or just boys?
I was like, I love whoever loves me. Yeah, I like whoever loves me. I often say, you go to my page, I say millennial diva, and I really think I'm so millennial because I'm definitely not that kind of person that feels like we should hold on to traditions that separate us from our individual freedom. And the way that I've learned and realized in my life, it's about the person. It's not about the sex. It's about the human being, how they, what they bring out of you, how they encourage you, what you guys are capable to do and build together. I never want to limit my idea of what love is based on what somebody look like.
Do you feel like you got any backlash from just being open?
Oh no, I actually don't think I got any backlash. I mean, this is the reality. I'm sure I always get backlash about something. You know what I mean? Like we always, when you're a public figure or something like that, people gonna always have something to say or I, have all these different opinions. But I just try to ignore that kind of thing. I only focus on the people that are supporting, or focus on the people that, got my back, my family, my friends. And honestly, at the end of the day, nobody's always gonna agree with what you say. I mean, I have to remain me. I have to be true to who I am. And those that do, relate to that voice that I give off, that's who it's for. And those who don't, that's ain't who it's for.
That is true. So are you single or are you not? Or not?
I'm single. I'm single. Yes, I'm single, guys. I'm single. Call me. I'm kidding. That was a joke.
Okay, but is there anybody knocking at your door right now?
Oh, baby, whether I'm single or not, there's always somebody knocking at my door. Get into it. No, but sure, there's always people knocking at the door, but you never know if they worth an answer or not.
That is true. Okay, so what is your type?
Oh my gosh, so I was just talking about this on my page.
What is your type?
So I'll be honest, my type, it ranges. I think I love pretty things. So I tend to be... I always say when it's guys, I'm into the boyish look. I'm into that weird boyish look. But overall, my type is somebody that is down to earth. And I'm very quirky, so they don't have to necessarily be quirky themselves, but they have to get my sense of humor because I can be very goofy and kind of off with it. So it has to be somebody that's, she said, it has to be somebody that really understands my personality. Down to earth, understands my sense of humor, a little edgy. I need a little edge in there.
Okay.
And a little edge, and I think those are, and then of course, you want somebody that's loyal and that's honest and all that type of jazz. But just speaking on like straight off the bat, what gets me interested is somebody that has a little sense of humor, somebody that's grounded, and someone that's edgy. Like I like somebody with a little edge.
Does race matter?
I think I do tend to date more black folks, but I wouldn't say that I wouldn't date outside my race. I grew up on the love of basketball,
right,
wood. So in my mind, that's of course how I see my stuff playing out.
Right.
Story,
Okay, and now that's if it's a guy. If it's a girl, what's the type?
How would I describe that? I tend to really like a very feminine. You know what I mean?
So if it's a man, you gotta be real masculine. If you
no, if it's a guy, he doesn't have to be real masculine. I think in general, I mean, even if a guy is lightly flamboyant, I don't mind it. You know what I mean?
Seriously?
Yes, and I'm not talking about necessarily Prince level.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Not Prince level, but I mean flamboyant, maybe in the sense of like even like a 2 Chainz. You know how he's flamboyant, meaning like they care about their style.
It's not what I was expecting you
but
to say when
flamboyant
you
also
said
means
flamboyant.
flashy and like, you know what I mean? Flamboyant doesn't always mean like, people think flamboyant always means like, hey, no, that's not always what flamboyant is. Sometimes flamboyant is just like a man that has a boisterous personality. Like so, it's like I like flamboyance on guys.
A little bit over the top.
Guys, I don't like toxic masculinity. So I would never want a guy to be, woo, like I'm not into that. And it's the same thing with a girl. It's like, I think of,
like,
I'm trying to think of someone.
Okay,
I'm trying to think of
if
someone.
we said celebrities.
Oh yeah, that would be fun. That's better. It's easier because it's like in my mind it's so broad. Okay, so celebrities.
Are you more of a? I'm trying to get some people that are totally different.
I know.
Who would be okay.
My woman off the top of my head? Somebody that would be my woman crush would be like Cassie.
Oh, Slim.
Yeah, she's super cute. I think she's adorable. And then like a man crush, I don't know who that is. There's no celebrity guy that I can think that would be.
Not one. Are you just saying that because you don't want people to start saying that you got a crush on anybody?
Exactly. You got to be so careful.
I hate when they do that.
You got to be so. I hate when they do that. I hate when
they do that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's just like you end up not wanting to say nothing because everybody just goes blah.
Yeah, then they be like, oh, she got a crush on.
Yeah. And it's like, but she just said he was cute. That don't mean nothing. But when I did my I Don't Belong to You video, I had Cassie in it.
All right.
Yeah, she played my love interest.
I don't belong to you.
Yeah, so I had Timmy
So
play
did
the
you
guy
say her
interest.
because she's the safe bet?
No, because I said her because I thought she was beautiful. That's why I had her in the video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna ask. I was on your page the other day.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yes, I was all in your stuff.
Getting ready for this interview.
I was trolling. You said me and my girlfriend. Is this like literally just your girl? Or
so
just me and my girlfriend?
That's
what I was curious.
It's so funny because everybody always thinks that oh, is there something that's going on with you two? You know, there's nothing that's nothing. Oh yeah, it's a picture of my best friend and I. And people have speculated that for years, like, oh, is there something going on with you two? And it's funny because nothing has ever happened between us.
Okay.
But she's absolutely beautiful to me. She's definitely someone that I would date. But we're just best friends.
Right. No, I totally understand that, because anytime it comes up, like, people, okay, obviously on Housewives, you know, they
People
have this,
immediately soon.
after whatever season it was, 2 seasons ago, and it came up about me hooking up with girls or whatever, you know, it's like, now it's like everybody wants to say I like every girl that's around me. I'm like,
And people also
no.
don't- that's, first of all, you're not attracted to every single person. You know, that doesn't make any sense. And then also at the same time, I think it's this concept.
And not my friends, okay? So stop trying to say any of my friends.
Yeah, it's also this concept that people don't realize that, you know, there are people, guys and girls, that love both the opposite sex and the same sex. I don't think that people can really, like, or not even love both, just accept both, like, in that kind of way. I think a lot of people can't really understand that concept, and so that leads them to kind of being very, like, if somebody, when that interview happened, or if somebody sees me with a guy, then they'll say, oh, she's lying, you know, and it's like, but no, I'm just living my life, you know. It's like, I'm not doing this and just saying this is who I am. I'm going with the flow of my life. I'm making decisions and choices as they come based off of my mentality and my thought process in that time. A lot of people don't think like that. They think more binary.
Right.
And that's where the disconnect happens.
Okay, now this is a question that to me affects most successful women. Does financials matter in the person that you're interested in?
This is the thing. They don't matter to me, but I've learned, being a woman in my position, that it matters to men. So even though I don't have a problem with gender roles being reversed, guys do. It's unfortunate because I don't meet a lot of guys that are at my level of success.
It's harder
So-
the more successful you become.
Exactly. So what ends up happening is, you know, if they're not as successful as me, they that eventually it rubs guys wrong more than it would.
He has to be very secure.
Yeah.
And
And it's unfortunate to me because I think it's a little bit misogynistic. Even to me, just the concept that you don't feel that comfortable with a woman making more money. I mean, if you got your own thing going on, you have stuff that you're interested in, you're working towards your goals. To me, there's no reason why you should feel slighted by your partner that's a female making more than you. I'm not a man, so I don't know how they're wired.
Right.
But you know, it definitely makes it difficult.
Everybody that's on the outside looking in, they always have things to say, you know, about your relationship, especially if they're trying to count y'all's pockets. You know what I mean? Or count whatever this person brings to the table or you bring to the table. It's always going to be a topic. You know what I mean? If he's not making more than you, people gonna, even on social media, gonna be you know what I mean?
It's true.
So it's like, you know, as a successful woman, you know, I had to ask that question because it's like most women these days are doing well. You know, I mean, as far as like even with black women, a lot more black women are going, you know, securing their degrees and getting better jobs and all of that stuff. And so as the more success comes along with the female, you know, with us female race or whatever, it's like, okay, well,
what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, what do you do?
You know, I can't hold my success back, and I can't hold myself back from not being with you if you're not comfortable with that. You know, like, so a lot of times it's more comfortable to be single because if you're not going to find a partner that is satisfied with who they are and where they are, and they feel how overshadowed just by you being you. That's obviously not, you know. But I feel hard for the career-driven women out there because, you know, 50 years ago when we couldn't get jobs and we couldn't, you know, however many years ago we couldn't actually do our own thing, it seemed like dating was a lot easier.
Exactly.
You know, it's unfortunate.
But then the other day, when we were on set or whatever, one of the questions was about dating somebody who in the workplace or whatever, or people that you meet in the workplace who may be in the same career field. Okay, you said you didn't really agree with that, but my question
I've done it once.
It seems like somebody in the business that you're in would probably understand, you know, your struggles and different things that you're going through a little bit more. So you just totally say,
I think I end up shying away from it because a lot of those situations I felt like were kind of clout chasey. I think a lot of times what happens in industry relationships is I don't, not to say that people that aren't in the industry can't be like clout chasers or be like using you, because I mean anybody can use you.
Right.
But a lot of times in the industry, I feel like it's so industry concentrated, and I also think I shy away from being public with my relationships. So I immediately feel or assume that being with another entertainer or someone in my similar field, people are gonna have too many eyes on it. And I really like to be private with my relationships because I like to protect the person that I'm with, and I also like to protect my privacy. You know what I mean? And especially in terms of a romance, I'm not one of those people that's like, I'm out here, we together. You know what I mean? It's not really my tea. It's not really my gag. So I think that's especially as I've gotten older, and you know, I've had my experiences with people that were in the industry and people that weren't. I found out that it makes me feel more safe and more grounded to know that there's someone outside of it. Having said that, I understand your point too, because when I have dealt with people in the industry, I did like the fact that they understood what I dealt with. I would value that more in a friend, and I would value more in a romantic relationship, somebody that can take me out of that space. Most of my friends are also outside of the industry. I think I appreciate it in my friends when they understand what I have to deal with my career. When I think about my relationship, I really don't want to talk about my career. I'm not really one, you know what I mean? I just like that's the last thing I want to talk about. I'll talk about I'll talk about it, but it's really not the conversation that I'm taking to the bedroom. You know, I want to talk about something totally different, and I want to be involved in their world. I want to step outside of my world and step into their world. So I think I appreciate friendships that I have with other people that are in my industry, but I don't appreciate having a romantic relationship with someone in my industry just as much. Oh my gosh, so much stuff. So of course I'm finishing this summer out with Strahan and Sarah, and then I'm getting ready to release my new album, the Big Boss. And then what else is going on? I have the movie Hustlers coming out September 13th.
Which I can't wait to see.
Oh my
that.
gosh, yes, I can't wait.
Because you're supposed to be a stripper in that?
Yes, girl, yes.
Girl,
yes.
that is going to crack
It's
me
so
up to see
exciting.
you.
It cracked me up, love.
Wait, did you have to wear thongs in this movie?
No, y'all know I was too scared for that. I did wear some sexy looks, but I couldn't show the booty.
I was like, okay, is Keke about to be in a thong?
No. So I didn't do that. But the movie is dope. I'm very excited about it. We got so many dope people in that. So that comes out September 13th. My album, The Boss, is dropping this year off of my record label, Big Bosses Entertainment, which I'm excited about owning my music, which has never been in this kind of position before. So that feels good, though it comes with its own challenges. And then, of course, finishing out Strahan and Sarah. And then a bunch of digital stuff, you know, transforming what you see on my Instagram page into more long-form produced content.
Okay, all right. Well, I really appreciate you sitting down and doing this with me.
Yeah.
You know, every time we get together, I always feel like it's a genuine.
Yeah.
We have a good time. I hope to see you more in the future. I know I'm not going to be here tomorrow, but...
Aww. Kenny, you're dope.
Don't forget about me.
I would never forget about you. When you're out at the club, don't think I'm not. Even when you're out making love, don't think I'm not. It's somebody fine, getting hot, don't stop. Just don't think I'm not. Because I'm not getting mine.
Hey. Well, this was a great interview, Keke. I really enjoyed, talking to you. Do not forget to subscribe, and get the alerts, okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Make sure you get an alert every time this come up. And until next time, you have just checked out Speak on It.
I had already heard.
I can turn a shade tree into a money tree.